こんにちは皆さん、テリちゃんねるのてです。
なのです。
いつも動画を見てくれてありがとう。
By the way, 皆さん, in past few days, many of our Japanese friends came back in Georgia and we met them. Just 2 days ago, we went in McDonald's and we were waiting for our meal. Can you imagine for 30 minutes?
I can imagine because I had that kind of situation too.
And while waiting this order, we asked for the staff to help us, but they just simply told us, you remember that like, it's not our business and she even didn't show us for whom to ask. ちょっと、大変。
そう、なんか、この人は普通にマクドナルドの制服を着てたから、まあ、ここに働いている人んちゃうそういう制服着てるから。Nobody's wearing just because that one.
Yeah.
They just said it's not my business.
I was like thinking just by myself, if I'm in Japan, could it happen there? And I don't know, but somehow after this, we started with our Japanese friends about kind of the daily life differences between Japan and Georgia, and it kind of appeared very interesting. It's like from our perspective, when we talk about the differences between Japan and Georgia, we got some comments that we are praising Japan a lot because of our content is Japanese or because we are doing this for money.
But to be honest, there are many YouTubers who are doing that too, you know?
Yeah, but I'm happy that at least our friends really knows us like in a real life and everyone sees that we really admire Japan, but it's really simply a different life, daily life, even in Japan and in Georgia. We just say this and it appears that we are praising Japan.
いや、確かになんか特に私たちは日本で、私3回とナノは2回行ったことあるから、そういう違いはもう毎日見ましたよ、本当に。ということで皆さん、私は最近コメントをもらいました。お金をもらうために日本を褒めていると言われることについて、今日は話したいと思います。
To be honest, it's not blaming, but I think the people who is commenting this kind of comments, I'm not angry about them, but maybe they have never been in another country, that they think that because we talk about Japan, it's just praising, but you need to realize that Japan has so higher standards, and there is just one way to realize about how much higher the standard is, just to travel abroad, and after this you will see what we are talking about, and this is just simple things for you. There's very simple things, what you see in your daily life, it's a truly high standard for us, and there is even some things what doesn't exist in our country.
特に私たちの国はめちゃくちゃちっちゃいだから、日本みたいなものが持ってないものはジョージアにいっぱいあります。
So, we don't mean that our country is bad and Japan is good, but we just mean that we wanna have the same. Our country is good, but Japanese level is much higher.
Yes.
For example, Minasan, as for me, I was 27 years old when I went first time in my life in another country, and until that I could not imagine other people's daily lives in another country, but still I was watching a lot of videos about Japan, and I would love to say that the expectations what I had, what I saw, it really satisfied my expectations, even it was more. So these kind of videos are not lie.
そして皆さん、それは日本人だけじゃなくて、日本で住んでる外国人もいっぱいいますよね。そして、I don't know, they get to use too much Japan, or they forgot what kind of life they had in their country, but some people are also abusing other foreigners to use this kind of videos.
I think that's because like they used to it and they can never experience
First
time
time
in Japan, and we are seeing lots of things first time in Japan.
Yeah, so many places we haven't been there or we haven't eaten food in Japan, so I think it will be very long time until we will experience everything first time.
Yes.
And I'm very happy about that. And also that maybe these foreigners who live in Japan are from very developed countries such as the US or Switzerland or New Zealand, so maybe for them it was not that much different, you know. I don't know, it's just my guess. もちろん私たちの国もいいことがいっぱいありますけど、ただ私たちはjust
daily life differences.
ということで私たちは最近日本人の友達とたくさん会いましたので、ジョージアに住んでた経験が持っている日本人からいくつかのオピニオンを聞きました。そしてこれは皆さん日本で絶対にありえないけど、ジョージアに初めて経験したことについて話します。 まずは皆さん、エレベーターがすぐ止まる。そして時々お金がいるよ。
Hi. It's a daily part of our life. I remember that one of our Japanese friend, he went as we in Rustavi, in our old apartment. And at first, when we entered the elevator, he looked very confused because the elevator was very old, very noisy, very small,
and the light is pika 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 pika.
And like in a horror movie, you know. But this is like in my daily life, and I could not realize at first why he was so confused. And the best part was that when I started to search for the money to use for the elevator, he was like, "What?" And I said, like, we are using this for 27 years already, and it was really fun.
乗るときにはめちゃくちゃこうするからね。これもあるし。そしてすごく遅いんですよ。
And also we had occasion that we helped him when he came to Georgia to find an apartment for a rent, and he stayed there. And there is one day, and he's calling us, "Help me! The elevator does not work, and I am in the elevator." Can you imagine? Can this happen in Japan?
お金が入れると知らなかったからね、エレベーターの中に作しました。
Yeah, I'm sure that this can never happen in Japan, and that's what we are talking about. The real differences, you know, it's a truly daily life. When we were in Japan, I remember they were renovating elevators all the time. There was signs, there was mirrors and carpets, and very clean.
And also, at least one building has a 2 elevator, you know, in Japan.
And check-ins, elevator check-ins we don't have here. If it is broken, yes, after this they come to check. And what's the important, a friend who was stuck in the elevator, like we helped them to
open by ourselves. I've had situations when I got stuck in an elevator too with my classmates, and we were stuck for 2-3 hours around, you know. And then our neighbor helped somehow. I don't know. We were barking at hello because エレベーターでシグナルもないよ、皆さん。携帯誰かにあれできないよ、電話。例えば私たちは今9階で住んでるよ、皆さん。そしてこのビルディングのエレベーターは1ヶ月に1回2回ぐらいが壊れてるよ。そしてちゃんと動かないとか、多分私たちがインスタグラムでフォローしてる人もわかると思いますが、エレベーターの中にいる時にライトが壊れてたよ、一回。そして本当にホラームービーみたいだったよ。そしてそれのストーリーもアップロードしたから、I think many people saw that.
Especially this building is a totally new build. It's not an old building. And can you imagine how difficult is it when you are outside with your child, or when you are carrying groceries, or especially, for example, when our mom is out and she has a problem on her leg, and if elevator doesn't work, she has to come on 9th floor buy her food.
特に私たちは一つもう一個の経験がありました。私たちの友達は日本からジョージアに帰ってきて、家を見つけるまでに私の家にインバイトしました。そして they had so many luggages, and at that time elevator was broken on the first floor. It was so hard. They had very heavy suitcases. 次は皆さん、電気とか水道はめっちゃ止まりますよ。This is so hard.
This is the biggest problem as a Georgian living in Tbilisi for me. And as on my own experience, I can talk a lot about this, because when I was in Japan, I was always in a hurry to take shower in the morning and in the evening, because in my psychology, I had that maybe the water will stop, maybe the electricity will stop. I need to take shower as fast as possible. And then when I realized that no, you're in Japan and you can take shower whenever you want, always, and electricity are always available, I was like, oh my god, it's a good life. And here, there was lots of times when we had shampoo on our head
and water stopped.
Water stopped. What's going on?
And one time, I remember mom was dyeing hair in the house.
Yes.
And when you dye hair, after 40 minutes, you have to wash it. It's going to burn, of course. So the water stopped. Somehow, I don't remember, but we had saved water in bottles on the balcony, and we used that one, you know. I remember.
The mother was screaming that my skin is burning. Like, can you imagine?
And most of the bills, water is stopping very often and very suddenly. すごく難しいよ。Just yesterday also, I got message that today at 1 p.m. 水が止まるって。そして there was only 15 minutes left and we very fast washed the dishes, put water in upstairs. そしてなんか it didn't stop.
Yeah. Just like they are making us afraid.
Yeah, sometimes they are doing just sending message it's going to stop and it's not stopping. Sometimes they say it stops 1 but it stops at 10, 2 or 3 hours earlier とか。
Not punctual, right?
全然なんかわからない。私は聞いたんだけど、日本で例えばエレクトリシティとガスのペイはしなかったら結構すぐ止まるよ。でも水だったらもうちょっと長く待ってますよ。1ヶ月2ヶ月ぐらいは止まらないです。Because water is connecting to our life and it's very hard to live without it. It's very good.
There was a time last summer in Rustavi, they stopped water for 2 weeks. It was 40 degrees temperature outside, very hot, and can you imagine at this time, even if you stay just at home for 2 weeks, of course you need shower, right? And like people are there who are going in universities, at work every day. It is must to have water, and like 2 weeks I got crazy.
Especially in our Rustavi house, we don't have bathtub to keep water there. We have only shower there. So when water is stopping, it's disaster.
We don't have supply, yeah.
Yes.
And like for these 2 weeks, we were going in a shop and we were buying the drinking bottles of water and we were showering with this.
ということで皆さん、水はいつ灯るか私は全く知らないので、all the families keep waters by themselves at home, and even we have that kind of savings in a big bottles.
Yeah, we are getting ready for apocalypse.
次は皆さん、道とか電車で何かを売ろうとしたり、お金くださいっていう人がいっぱい。
To be honest, this is a very sad fact. I would love this kind of people to have a lot of money or work and so on. And what is the most important is that a lot from these people are child. If you visit Georgia, you will notice this kind of things a lot. For example, when you are using metro and just sitting just by yourself, they are giving you and putting on your lap candles
or in your hand even.
Yeah.
And when you don't give hand even, they are putting here or somewhere, you know.
So this is a sign that you have to buy and you have to pay. Of course, you can give it back, but I think they take advantage of Georgian people's religion because Georgian people really believe that when they see someone who needs help, they must do this. Just yesterday, I had this kind of occasion. A child came and he gave me a candle. Yeah, and I didn't have any other cash, so I just gave 1 lari. There are also some people who are forcefully asking money from you.
Give me money like this, you know. Kids also, some of them are really acting very awkwardly because they are coming to you like this on your legs and give me money とかなんかこんな感じで。
They are not Georgian, please remember this.
Yes.
And this is the point that in Japan, it can never happen.
こういう人たちはメトロだけじゃなくて、なんかどう言ってばいいか、ストリートにもいっぱい見えるし、チャーチの入り口とか、なんかいろんなところでいるよ。And there are so many. And even if you want to help them, when you walk outside and help, you will become same like them, I think, because there are too many like that. And by the way, do you remember seeing that kind of people in Japan?
Maybe I've seen some homeless, 1 or 2, but they never offered me anything to buy, or they were never selling something, or they were never asking money.
I remember also that I saw in Japan, I can't say a lot, but I saw most of them, 90% of them never asks for money. They are just living outside.
It's their choice, kind of their choice.
But there is some people also, but they have writing, you know. They don't say with the words help me とかそんな感じは言わないです。
And please, minasan, we are not saying this because these people disturbs us. We are saying this because we have pity on them and we want good life for everyone.
そして次は皆さん、スーパーとかコンビニに値札がないよ。
Oh my god, this is so true. I was getting ready to shoot my video and I went in the Carrefour a few days ago. I wanted to buy Ebi and there was a price written 28 lari, discounted price.
Yeah.
And we went to the cashier and they made me pay 56 lari. I got so angry that I had fight with them to get back my money, and even they were asking,
"It was a mistake, we forgot to take this price, and do you want your money back?"
And I was like, what? You are taking double from me, and like you are even asking me if I want my money back? I was so crazy at that time, like it ruined my mood at all. But then I got this money back.
これで皆さん、外国人だけじゃなくて、ジョージア人もすごく大変ですよ。Because many times I had situation also, I went in market and I wanted to buy something, but there wasn't any price and I could not find any stuff to ask, like how much it costs. And it also takes so much time and effort, you know, to like bring this to them. And then they are very slow checking like codes and then they are calling somebody else and please come check. And then it takes so much time. だから、when I'm thinking in my mind about that, I'm just leaving and maybe I will buy in another shop or maybe I won't buy at all. って感じですよ。
I think it's very inconvenient for foreigners. Any foreigner on my place would just leave this money for them and would not even ask about it. And in Japan, I've never had this kind of problem. I didn't even needed to ask for the shop assistant, especially there are a lot of shop assistants and they are always ready to help you. There is clearly prices, discounted prices, real prices with tax, without tax, and it was very convenient for me. Before buying, I was counting everything. Oh my god, is my budget enough for this? Yes, it's enough. And after this, I was going and buying this.
そう、でもジョージアは本当に大変です。There is also many times that when you are checking some items, the prices are swiped. Like different prices there and different code. The bad thing is that when you enter in the shop, there is no price at all on the product. But worst thing is that, for example, when you go to the shop and buy a toilet paper and it says like 3 lari on the down, the prices are swiped because line でこうやっていろんなものが置いていってるよね。These prices are all swiped and you have to check 合ってるかどうかよの。皆さん、ひなたは起きました。そしてまだ寝かせたけど多分すぐ起きると思いますだから最後にはちょっとちっちゃく喋りますね。ということで私たちは今日エレベーターがすぐ止まる、そして時々お金いる、あと電気と水道も結構止まる。 There are many strangers in Georgia。 あとスーパーとかコンビニで値札がないことについて話しました。言ってる通りこういうものは日本で絶対にありえないですね。そして people who give us this kind of comments, I hope that they will realize something with this video.
Thank you for your opinions always, because we are studying and learning a lot. If still someone has a doubt with what we are saying and someone will say that we are doing this for just praising Japan and because of the money, there is just one solution. Please visit our country. I will be your guide.
絶対にすぐ気づくと思うよ、この全部。
でも Georgia is a very good country. We have very good sites and huge differences also in a good ways too. So I would love if everyone was able to see these differences also good and bad.
ではということで今日のビデオはここまでです。最後まで見てくれてありがとう。次のビデオでお会いしましょう。
またねー。